It is Friday, July 1st, just after 7 in the morning. Today is a national holiday in Canada, celebrating our anniversary of Confederation of the country. Not sure what anniversary that is. I'll put that in a video later on once I double check. The water is still quite green, as you can see, but it does appear to be getting slightly better. The upflow filters are functioning nicely at the moment. I did have a couple of minor leaks that I repaired yesterday. You can just see at the side there the water returns are working well. Still tweaking the flow to get the mid pond returns, the underwater ones functioning, and the outflow running all on the same pump. It is taking a little bit of tweaking, as I say, to get that done, but things do seem to be moving along. Right now it is a gorgeous day. There is some cloud, and I know they are predicting a very hot, humid day into the mid-30s today with the humidity, and potential for some thunder showers later on today. Everything seems to be working very well in the filter pit here. You can see that the moving bed filters are doing well. I have connected the air line to the upflow filter, so that'll be ready for cleaning when the time comes, probably tomorrow or the next day. I'll give it its first cleaning. I've also installed the drain line, and I'm just going to zoom in a little bit here so you can see where that valve is. So the black gate valve that you see just over there is the drain line gate valve, and I will get into the pit here to give you a little closer look, so just bear with me for a moment. Alright, I'm down in the filter pit, and the gate valve I was just mentioning a moment ago is this one right here. This controls the drain line from the upflow filters. Comes underground through the wall, connected to the flexible hose, which runs then behind and under the EazyPods down into my sump barrel, which is there. And what I have also done, just as an added precaution, is this valve here is actually connected to the air line for the upflow filters, and I did install a one-way valve, or a check valve, to prevent any water leaking back to the air pump, because the air pump is situated underground here in the pit, well below the upflow filters. So this is a safety measure that I put in there. Right now it is completely closed because there's no air going in for cleaning, of course. That will be opened up when the time comes for the cleaning. And I'm going to climb out of the pit, and I will show you the check valve on the outflows and be back with you again in just a moment. Alright, I'm back out of the filter pit now. You can see the plumbing configuration here for the bottom of the upflow filters. This is the one-way valve, or the check valve I was mentioning. So that's connected to the air inlets for the cleaning of the media. That will prevent, it's a spring-loaded one, and it's pretty sturdy, so that should prevent the possibility of any seepage of water coming down into the air pump. And then that additional valve down there should definitely help to guarantee no water leakage in there. And as you can see, just along the edge of the filter pit here, where previously all the pipe had been exposed, I did fill that in last night, waiting for the potential rain today just to allow it to settle, and then I will get out here and put some additional soil if necessary. So things seem to be running well. Just a quick look into the filter. You can see the tower, the water's running in there well. I'm still going to add a bit more media, but things seem to be going well at the moment. As I said, everything is working in the pit, and I am happy with the way things have turned out. Not happy with the water quality, but hopefully that will change soon with the additional filtration added on there. Fish have not been fed this morning. I'm going to do that now. And everybody is looking good. So I will provide an additional update in very short order. Thank you all for watching, and I'll be back with you soon. It is approximately 7:15 on July 1st, and I'm doing the first cleaning of the upflow filters. As you can see, one is moving very, very well. The other one barely moving at all, which tells me I'm going to have to make some modifications to my air supply here to ensure that they both get proper, adequate cleaning. Not quite sure why I'm not getting good flow in both of them. That's something I'm going to have to look at. Maybe the check valve is just not allowing enough air to get through, or it could be other issues. I just don't know at this point. So it's kind of a live and learn thing. I will definitely look at adding a couple of other valves in there to see what's going on. The pump should be blowing definitely enough air to make things agitate well here. So again, I'm not quite sure what is going on. I'm going to just sort of continue with the way things are at the moment, because that's all I can do right now. And we'll take another look at this in the next day or two and try and figure out what comes next. It is Monday morning, July 4th, just about 10 o'clock in the morning. I know it doesn't look like much now, but the water is actually starting to clear a little bit. You can see my Surigoi just coming up to the top there looking for something to eat. They have already had some food this morning, as well as a treat with some mealworms, so they're not getting anything else right at the moment. We do have a wonderful day here. I'm going to try and get a bit more work done on the upflow filter and trying to fix the air on my one EazyPod filter. And there is my girl, my Ochiba female, coming up looking, as always, for food. Super, super friendly fish, this one. She is definitely my pet, and just loves to have the attention. So does the other one. You can see them all starting to come up now, so they're doing really well. Again, the water is slowly clearing. The upflows are working well. I'm just going to walk over there now. The only issue that I am still having is when I do the cleaning cycle, the bubbles or the air going through it is going wonderfully into the one on the right hand side, still very minimal on the left hand side, and I'm not exactly sure why that is. It could be I've got a bit too much media in there for proper cleaning, so I'm looking at maybe removing a little bit of that. What I am going to do this morning is I'm going to take apart the check valve, or one-way valve, which is there. It does have a spring in it to keep the little flapper in place, but it does take quite a bit of pressure to kind of open that with the air going through it. So I'm going to make a slight modification and nip off a little bit of the spring, just reducing the amount of pressure that it takes to open the valve up, and I'm hoping that will make a difference to the airflow. If that does not do what I'm hoping it's going to do, what I'm looking at doing is cutting the line here, putting in another valve, or a little gate valve or something in there, so that when I'm cleaning the filters, rather than having both of them running at the same time, what I would do is be able to shut off the air supply into this one, therefore forcing all of it into the first one here to thoroughly agitate the media and make it clean, and then you would just open that back up to do the second one. And as you can see, if you look at the containers or the cylinders here, the water doesn't look all that bad from a clarity standpoint. It's by far means not perfect, but it does look like it's improving somewhat. You can see the fittings inside for the air, which I could not do previously. The media, the K+ that's in both of them, is definitely collecting waste. I did a backwash or cleaning yesterday afternoon, and there was a lot of crap, quite literally, that came out of both of them. So they're doing the job. It just, as I said, the cleaning function is just not working quite the way I want. So I'm going to see if I can make a modification, as I said, just a minor one with that check valve. Hopefully that will do the trick. If not, I will have to go and get another little valve to be able to isolate one tank from the other, or one cylinder from the other, I should say, when I'm doing my cleaning cycles. So I'm happy with the way they're working, just not happy with the cleaning functions at the moment. And the tower shower, it is functioning well. Just a variety of different media in there, and it seems to be doing its job. What I am considering, it's just going to depend on how things go in the next little while, is potentially putting on either a stronger pump for the water from the filters back to the pond, or adding an additional pump that will just run water directly through the upflow filters and my tower, just to make sure I get a little bit better flow coming into the pond. I mean, it is working reasonably well, as I mentioned. The water is starting to clear, and the return coming in there, it's not bad. I just wish it was a little stronger, but if I open it up anymore, then I'm losing some of the flow through the EazyPod filters and through the UV, and if I open them up too much, then I lose a lot of flow going through the upflows. So it's kind of a play it by ear at the moment. As I said, these guys and girls are doing really well. They're eating extremely well. The water is clearing very slowly, but it is clearing. So once I've done my work on the filters today, because I will have to drain the filters in order to do the check valve as well as to do the air in the EazyPod filter. Once that's done, and I've done a bit of a water change in accordance with that, I will be adding some live bacteria into the filters and get things running from there. So fingers crossed, what I have planned for today will make a difference, and we will take it from there. So I will get back to you soon with another update. And thank you again for sticking with me through this, and hopefully before too long you'll be able to enjoy the pond the way it was meant to be. And just before I drain the upflows to work on that check valve that I mentioned a few moments ago, I am doing a cleaning cycle, and you can very clearly see that the one on the right hand side has a lot more agitation. The one on the left hand side, certainly not quite as much, and that's why I'm hoping that by changing the pressure on that check valve, that will balance out the air a little bit more. Again, I'm not getting quite the circulation even in the one on the right of the media itself compared to the one on the left. You can see some accumulating at the bottom there, some here at the top, so it's definitely a little bit of a mixed up arrangement. But you can also see the water as well. When I showed it just a few moments ago in the video, how cloudy it was, you could see the fittings clearly inside. They have pretty much disappeared now as the water is changing or moving around, and the media is moving around to clean it. So they are definitely doing their job. As I said, I'm just a little disappointed in the amount of air going through here to agitate both of these. Again, that's nobody's fault but my own, just based on my design here. So I'm going to, like I say, modify that valve, and then I'll do another cleaning probably later today if everything works out here and I don't screw anything up. If I do run into major issues with the valve, I can isolate the upflows from the rest of the filter system, keep the EazyPods running, so I'm not too concerned about that. I'm hoping though that I can make the changes here without doing too much damage to my setup and without causing me undue grief. But I just wanted to kind of show everybody that they are definitely functioning. As I said, I need to make a bit of modifications to balance out the airflow a little more. And again, it might be a matter of just putting in another valve, as I had mentioned there a few moments ago. But I'm going to let them just bubble away for a few more moments here. Then I'll drain them and get working on that check valve and see if that makes a difference. So I will be back with another update before too long. For those of you who have been following along as I've been making the changes to my filtration, I just wanted to give you a quick update to show you that I have repaired the air line or the air connection for my second EazyPod. As you can see, it is boiling away beautifully. I'm going to give it a very thorough cleaning because it has not had one for at least a couple of weeks now. It's had a partial cleaning, certainly not as thorough as it needed to be because of the air issues. But while I was making the modifications to my upflow filters and the air supply there, I drained this down completely, took the meat out, added a new connection in the bottom, and things are running just beautifully. So this one I'm going to do 2 or 3 dumps on it to make sure it's nice and clean. Once that one is finished, I will do this one again. I did one earlier today on this. I'll do a couple more dumps on that one as well. But things are coming. You can definitely see some of the color of the water and a bit of the debris that's in there. But it is definitely a vast improvement over what it was. So I'll let that run for a while. And while I'm down here in the pit, the moving beds or the biofilters here are running very, very well with those air stones I added a week or a bit ago. So that is coming along as well. And I am quite pleased with the way everything has gone this morning with the changes that I have made to get things going. I have not tested out the sort of modification to my to the check valve here that I did earlier. I did adjust it by trimming off a little bit of the spring that's in there holding the flap. I'll give that a cleaning again afterwards and see if that's made a difference as well. And as you can see, the water clarity, it's not bad. It's certainly not as clear as it should be, but you can definitely see the fittings inside the pipes. What I will be doing in short order is providing a covering of some kind for these. I've seen enough of the videos of the pond keepers in the UK that have been having some algae issues with their Tempest or their own upflow filters, and I've provided some type of covering for them. So I'm going to be doing the same on these. I have some material that I can use as a wrap to put around them just to help maintain decent water conditions inside and minimize the likelihood of any buildup of algae on them. That will happen either later today or probably tomorrow, and that should definitely help that. I just have to pick up a couple of little straps to hold the material in place, the covers, just to make sure that the algae doesn't build up. I mean, it is in a shaded area at the moment, but as the sun moves farther overhead, as the day wears on, it will be sitting in direct sunlight. So there definitely is an issue, or will be an issue with algae potentially building up in there, but that will get modified shortly as well. It's a gorgeous day here today, nice and sunny, warm, some light cloud in the sky, but it's just a spectacular day. One of the nicest we've had in a while. They're calling for some rain tomorrow, so that's why I'm trying to get a few things sorted out here today. As I had mentioned a bit earlier in the other section of the video here, the water is starting to improve. There's my Ochiba coming up again looking for more food, and you can see the Sankei over there, my Surigoi. They are definitely enjoying themselves out here, and as I said, hopefully the water will clarify in fairly short order. And I'm just going to take a quick look at the pond temperature while I'm here. And as you can see, if I can get a little closer there, It's running at about 74 or about 22 Celsius, so not too bad at all. And you see the Ocha there trying to eat the thermometer as I put it back into the water. So she will eat pretty much anything that goes in the pond. And with that said, I'm just going to end this little video clip portion here and let my EazyPod continue to clean. I'll do a couple more dumps as I mentioned a moment ago. Try the upflows again with the modifications to the air and see what happens, and we'll take it from there. So I will get back to all of you soon in another portion of the video. And there's my big chog girl coming up to say hi as well. So thanks again for hanging in there with me and watching. I'll be back with you soon. As you can see, I definitely have much better movement in the two upflow filters now. I did modify the spring mechanism on the one-way or the check valve just to make it a little bit less intense, and that has definitely allowed much better air movement in both filters. I know it's not 100%, it's still gathering at the bottom slightly there. Could probably do with removing a little bit of the media, but I'm going to leave it for now. It's working well. I've done 2 good boils of the EazyPod, and that is nice and clean compared to what it was. I'm just going to run this one for a few minutes. Now that the air circulation has improved, it looks pretty much even in both sides, which is what I was opting for, which is great. You can see my girl standing there patiently waiting for me. The 2 moving bed filters here are doing great. I just put in some live bacteria and unplugged my UV units. So I'm going to let this, the bacteria just kind of adhere to the media while these filters are cleaning. And then I will get everything back up and running with the exception of the UV. I will be leaving that off for a day or 2 so as not to impact the new bacteria that I put into the moving bed. But that slight modification, as I said, it's done a huge difference. As I said, I could probably do with removing a little bit of the media there. But just the way the setup is here and the modifications I had to make to get the components put together, I'm going to leave it as it is now and see how things progress as time moves along. So looking really good, very, very happy with this. I'm going to top up the pond now to accommodate the water that I've lost through the filter cleaning, and then just take a little bit of a break for the afternoon. It's getting a bit overcast, which is not a problem. It says temperature wise still just a great day out here. I'm so happy with the changes and the way this is going. The media is moving 100% better than it was before, so I'm quite pleased with that. And I'm going to wrap things up here now, and then I will get back to you all in a few days with a hopefully much clearer pond, and just to let you know how everything is going with regards to the filtration. And by then I should also have the wrap I mentioned earlier on the upflow filters so that they don't start to accumulate algae as well. So thanks again for watching. If you haven't already done so, please hit the like and subscribe button. Your support is very, very much appreciated. Thank you all, and take care.